Why does everything feel so hard lately? Have you ever had one of those days where you wake up tired, even after 8 hours of sleep? The day hasn't even really started, and you already feel defeated. You go to make coffee, but forgot to buy milk. You try to get dressed, but can't find the matching sock. You sit down to work, but get lost in 17 browser tabs. You grab lunch, but eat whatever's fast because you didn't plan. And then you look at the clock. It's already 6 p.m. You've been busy all day, but nothing that truly mattered got done. Worse, you feel guilty, like you wasted the day, like you're lazy, disorganized, not enough. But here's the truth no one tells you. You're not disorganized. You're just drowning in tiny decisions. Every single day, your brain makes about 35,000 decisions. Yes, 35,000. Some are big. Should I take this job? Is it time to end this relationship? But most are invisible. What should I wear? Where did I leave my keys? Do I reply to this email now or later? Do I eat the cookie or not? What show do I watch? Do I go to bed early or scroll for one more hour? Each one feels small, but together, they drain your mental energy before your day even begins. This is called decision fatigue. And it's why the most productive people, CEOs, artists, athletes, have ridiculously simple routines. Mark Zuckerberg wears the same gray t-shirt every day. Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck. Einstein owned 12 identical suits. Not because they were weird, but because they knew. Every wasted choice is one less drop of focus for what truly matters. Now think with me. When was the last time you had a day where everything just flowed? You woke up calm, already knew what to wear, ate something you'd prepared, finished your most important task before noon, and by evening, you felt at peace. Chances are, on that day, you didn't decide anything on the fly. Everything was ready. Everything had a place. Everything had a time. And that's what made all the difference. Because life doesn't get easier when you do more. It gets easier when you remove friction from the everyday. And the secret isn't in big changes. It's in tiny habits, almost invisible, that create structure without effort. Things like laying out your clothes the night before, writing your top 3 priorities in the morning, having a 2-minute ritual to start work, always putting your keys in the same spot, drinking a glass of water before coffee. Sounds silly, too small, but this is exactly what separates people who live in chaos from people who live with calm. Because structure isn't rigidity. It's freedom in disguise. When you automate the trivial, you free up space for what matters. Creativity, connection, rest, and even just breathing. Now a hard question. How many times have you said, "I'll start organizing tomorrow. I'll build a routine once things calm down. I just need more time to get my life together"? But the truth is, you don't need more time. You need less chaos. And chaos doesn't come from outside. It comes from the lack of tiny internal systems. Without them, you're always reacting, always catching up, always putting out fires. With them, you start living with flow. And the best part, you don't need to become someone new. You just need to add one tiny habit and let it grow. That's why in this video, we're talking about tiny habits that make life 10x easier. Not extreme productivity, not 5 a.m. routines, not perfection, but simple daily adjustments that reduce stress, boost your energy, and give you back what matters most: clarity and peace of mind. This isn't a video about doing more. It's about living with less resistance. And if you're still here, it's because part of you already knows. Enough is enough. Life doesn't have to be this hard. Stay until the end, because what's coming next might be exactly what you need to finally feel, oh, life can actually be light. Why your brain craves structure, even if you hate routines. You've probably heard someone say, "I can't do routines, I'm too free-spirited." Or, "Routines feel suffocating, I prefer to wing it." It sounds liberating, right? But here's an uncomfortable truth. Constant improvisation isn't freedom. It's chaos wearing spontaneity as a costume. And worse, it's quietly exhausting you, even if you don't realize it. Because your brain wasn't built for chaos. It was built to seek patterns, to predict, to save energy. And when everything is unpredictable, it goes into constant alert mode. This has a name in neuroscience: cognitive load. It's the mental effort your brain uses to process info, make choices, and adapt. When your life is full of surprises, last-minute decisions, and "I'll figure it out later," your cognitive load explodes. The result: mental fatigue, irritability, procrastination, that feeling that nothing sticks. But when you add tiny structures, you lower that load without even feeling like you're being organized. It's like switching from a backpack full of rocks to one with wheels. Same distance, almost no effort. Let's use a real example. Imagine two people who wake up at 7 a.m. Person A, no structure, decides what to wear in the morning, spends 5 minutes looking for keys, wonders, should I cook or buy food, opens email and reacts to whatever's urgent, spends the morning jumping between messages, feels drained by afternoon, but did nothing important. Person B, microstructure. Clothes are already laid out. Keys are always on the same hook. Lunch is prepped the night before. Writes, today my priority is X. Blocks 90 minutes to do just that. By afternoon, the essential is done, and they still have energy. Same number of tasks, but person B used 70% less mental energy. Why? Because they automated the trivial and protected the essential. They're not more productive. They're more strategic. And the best part, none of this requires superhuman discipline. Just tiny habits repeated with consistency. Now, let's talk about why you resist structure. Many people link routine to rigidity, loss of freedom, boredom, being too controlling. But that's a misunderstanding. Structure isn't about controlling life. It's about creating space for what matters. Think of a jazz musician. They improvise brilliantly, but only because they've mastered scales, chords, rhythm. Freedom is born from structure, never from chaos. In the same way, when you build tiny systems, you're not losing freedom. You're gaining the ability to choose consciously. Instead of wasting energy wondering where your wallet is, you spend it deciding whether to take that course, call that friend, or finally rest. And there's something deeper here. Many people who hate routines actually had bad experiences with external control. Maybe they grew up in rigid homes, where schedules came with punishment, and there was no room for choice. So unconsciously, they link structure with oppression. But the structure we're talking about isn't imposed. It's designed by you for you. It's gentle, flexible, made of micro choices that set you free. You're not following rules. You're designing your own flow. And the more you do this, the more your brain relaxes, because it knows you're safe. Science backs this up. Harvard studies show that people with simple routines have lower cortisol, the stress hormone. Duke University found that 40% of our daily behaviors are automatic habits, not conscious decisions. In other words, your brain wants to automate. It needs it to function well. When you resist all structure, you're fighting your own biology. But when you add tiny rituals, you align your life with how your brain naturally works. Result: less anxiety, more focus, more energy for what truly matters. Now ask yourself, what does structure mean to you? If it means rigid, perfect, inflexible, of course you'll resist. And you should. But what if structure meant leaving tomorrow's outfit on the chair, keeping a glass of water by your bed, writing one priority each morning, putting your phone away before sleep? That's not prison. It's care disguised as simplicity. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. Because now that you understand why your brain needs structure, it's time to meet the 5 microscopic habits that create it, effortlessly, guilt-free, imperfectly. Stay with me, because one of these might be the missing piece to finally feel our life can be light. The 5 microscopic habits that make everything easier. Now that you get it, why chaos drains you, and why your brain craves gentle structure, let's get practical. Forget lists of 20 habits. Forget 5 a.m. routines. Forget perfection. We're talking about 5 microscopic habits, so small they seem insignificant, but together they rewire your entire day. And the best part, you don't need to do all 5 today. Start with 1, just 1, and let it root, because real change doesn't come from effort. It comes from gentle repetition. Let's go. Habit 1, lay out tomorrow's clothes tonight. Takes 30 seconds. Silly. That's why it works. Every morning, you face an invisible decision. What do I wear? It seems simple. But if you're anxious, tired, or overwhelmed, this tiny choice steals precious mental energy. By laying out your clothes the night before, even just your shirt and pants, you remove one decision before your day even starts. Plus, it creates a transition ritual between rest and day. It's like telling your brain, I'm preparing, I'm caring for myself. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just toss it on a chair. Hang it on the door. The point is to automate. Result: you wake up with less chaos, more intention. Habit 2, write your one priority before checking your phone. Takes 1 minute. Most people start their day by checking their phone. Emails, messages, news, and instantly fall into reaction mode. But there's a better way. Before looking at any screen, grab a notebook or sticky note and write, today my priority is just one thing. Not 3, not 5, 1. It could be finish the report, call my mom, walk for 20 minutes. Don't check work after 7 p.m. This does 2 things. 1, sets your focus before the world hijacks it. 2, creates purpose from minute 1. And at the end of the day, you won't wonder, what did I even do? You'll know, I did what mattered most. That alone reduces anxiety, guilt, and that busy but empty feeling. Habit 3, block 90 minutes for what matters before lunch. Takes 2 minutes to plan. Notice this. Your focus is strongest in the first hours of the day. That's not luck. It's biology. Your brain is rested, undistracted, full of energy for deep work. So protect that time. Every day, block 90 minutes before lunch to do only your priority. Hell, put it in your calendar like a non-negotiable meeting. Tell others, from 9:10:30 I'm in focus mode. Keep your phone away or on airplane mode. During this time, no emails, no social media, no quick checks, just you and what matters. Can't do 90 minutes. Start with 25. Pomodoro works, but the key is to guard this time like treasure. Because when you finish your essential work in the morning, the rest of the day becomes bonus, not burden. Habit 4. Create landing spots for essential items. Takes 5 minutes to set up, then 0 effort. How many times have you lost your keys, your glasses, your wallet, your charger? Every time, you don't just lose time. You trigger stress mode. The fix. Create landing spots. Fix places where certain items always return. Examples: a hook by the door for keys, a tray on your dresser for glasses and watch, a specific pocket in your bag for cards, a bowl near the outlet for chargers. Simple rule: if it's not in its landing spot, it's not home. This seems trivial, but it eliminates dozens of micro stresses per week. And over time, it becomes automatic. Your brain stops searching and starts trusting. It's all in its place. Habit 5. The 2-minute ritual to start anything. Takes 2 minutes, but changes everything. The biggest barrier to action isn't laziness. It's inertia. Your brain resists starting something new because it imagines it'll be hard, long, or painful. But what if you said, "I'll just do it for 2 minutes"? This is the 2-minute rule, used by writers, coders, therapists, and creators. How it works: want to study? Say, "I'll just open my notebook and read 1 paragraph." Want to clean? Say, "I'll just fold this 1 pile of laundry." Want to exercise? Say, "I'll just put on my shoes and stretch." Here's the trick. Starting is almost always easier than continuing. And once you start, your brain usually keeps going. But even if you stop after 2 minutes, you've broken inertia and created a micro-win, a tiny yes to yourself. Over time, these micro-wins build confidence, energy, and flow. Now ask yourself, which of these 5 habits will you try today? Not all, just 1. Because the secret isn't doing a lot. It's doing a little with consistency. Pick the one that resonates. Lay out clothes. Write your priority. Block 90 minutes. Create a landing spot. Use the 2-minute rule. Do it for 3 days straight. That's it. And watch how your day shifts. How stress drops. How you feel more in control. Without controlling everything. Because an easy life isn't about having fewer tasks. It's about having tiny systems that hold you up. And in the next block, we'll talk about the one mistake that stops 99% of people from turning these habits into real routines, and how to fix it in 24 hours. Stay with me, because this might be the difference between trying again and finally making it stick. The mistake that kills your habits and how to fix it in 24 hours. Have you ever tried a new habit and stuck with it for 2 or 3 days? Then life happened. You missed a day, felt guilty, and gave up. If so, you didn't fail. You just made the one mistake 99% of people make when changing. trying to be too consistent too soon. Yes, the problem isn't lack of discipline. It's unrealistic expectations of perfection. Most people start like this. I'll wake up at 5, meditate, work out, plan my day, eat clean, focus for 8 hours. Then on day 3, something happens. Your kid gets sick. Your boss sends an urgent email. You sleep poorly. And you think, I broke the streak, I failed. So you quit. But hear the truth. Consistency isn't doing it every day. Consistency is always coming back. And that's what we'll fix now. The secret, day 0 instead of perfect day. Most people see habits as a straight line. Day 1, day 2, day 3, success. But real life is a zigzag. Day 1, day 2, chaos. Come back, forget, come back again. And that's not failure. It's human. So instead of chasing the perfect day, adopt the idea of day 0. Hear how it works. Every day you do your habit equals day 1. Every day you miss equals day 0, not failure. Example, you lay out clothes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Thursday you forget. On Friday you remember. Most would think, I lost my streak, it's over. But with day 0 you think, today is my new day 1, all good. This removes the pressure of perfection and turns every restart into a win, not a loss. Because a habit doesn't die when you skip a day. It only dies when you decide it's over. The 2-day rule. Now a practical rule. Never skip 2 days in a row. Miss 1 day, normal. Miss 2, your brain starts unlearning. Miss 3, the habit feels like something you used to do. So commit to this. If you miss today, do it tomorrow, no excuses. It doesn't matter how chaotic the day was. It doesn't matter if you did it wrong. Just do it. Because habit strength isn't in intensity. It's in repetition. And gentle, steady repetition always beats intense, broken effort. Start smaller than you think you need to. Another common mistake. Making the habit bigger than it needs to be. You don't need to plan your whole day. Just write one priority. Meditate 20 minutes. Just take 3 deep breaths. Clean the whole house. Just fold one pile. Remember, the goal isn't the habit itself. It's training your brain to trust you. When you make it so small it's impossible to say no. You build a story of success inside yourself. I said I'd do it, and I did. I cared for myself even when tired. I'm building something. That confidence is what sustains everything. So if your habit still feels hard, make it smaller. Want to lay out clothes? Start with just the shirt. Want to write your priority? Write just the first word. Want to drink water? Just fill the glass, drinking can come later. The microscopic habit always wins over the ideal one. Stop saying I have to, start saying I choose to care. Your inner language changes everything. When you say, I have to lay out my clothes, it feels like obligation, like prison. But when you say, I choose to prepare my tomorrow with kindness, it feels like care, like self-love. Swap I have to for I choose. Swap I should for I want to support myself. Because sustainable habits come from self-care, never from self-criticism. And the more you treat yourself like a friend, the more your brain wants to cooperate. The 24-hour challenge. Now a simple challenge. Pick one of the 5 habits and commit to doing it in the next 24 hours. Not forever, just today. Why this works? Because your brain resists long-term change, but accepts short-term challenges. I'll do this for 24 hours is way easier than I'll do this for the rest of my life. And after 24 hours, you ask, was that so bad? Can I do it again tomorrow? Most of the time, the answer is yes. And like that, without drama, without guilt, you build a new routine. Now take a breath and ask, which habit will I do in the next 24 hours? It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be every day. Just today. Because every small action is a vote for who you're becoming. And in the next block, we'll talk about how to keep these habits even on your most chaotic days. When everything falls apart, but you still stay connected to your calm. Stay with me. Because this isn't about being perfect. It's about being kind and persistent. How to keep your habits on the worst days without guilt or effort. Let's be honest. Not every day will be calm. Not every week will go as planned. There will be days when you wake up with a migraine, your child is sick, an urgent project drops out of nowhere, or you just have no energy. And on those days, trying to keep your habits as usual can feel impossible, even cruel to yourself. But here's the good news. You don't need to keep them the same. You just need to stay connected to them. Because habits aren't rigid rules. They're gentle anchors. And even in chaos, you can adapt them without guilt, without judgment, and still reap the benefits. Here's how. Step 1. Have a chaos version of every habit. Every good habit needs an emergency version. So simple you can do it even when exhausted. Examples. Lay out full outfit. Just pick one item, e.g. your shirt, and put it on the bed. Write daily priority. Whisper, today I just need to breathe. Block 90-min focus. Open the document, just sit for 2 minutes. Key landing spot. Put keys on the table. No need for the perfect hook. 2-minute ritual. Just sit in your work chair. That counts. The goal isn't doing it right. It's keeping the thread of connection. Because when you do any version of the habit, your brain hears, I'm still in this, I still care for myself. And that prevents the domino effect. 1 missed day. 2. Total abandonment. Step 2. Stop measuring success by output, measure by intention. Many people quit on hard days because they think, if I can't do it fully, it doesn't count. But that's wrong. The value of a habit isn't in what it produces. It's in what it represents. When you, exhausted, still put your shirt on the bed, you're saying, even today, I deserve a little care. That's not productivity. It's self-compassion in action. And self-compassion is the soil where lasting habits grow. So on tough days, ask, what can I do that makes me feel supported, not pressured? That's your new habit for the day. Step 3. Light a smoke signal, one gesture back. On your most lost days, you don't need to fix everything. You just need to light a smoke signal. One symbolic gesture that says, I'm coming back. It could be, drink a glass of water. Open a window and take 3 breaths. Write, today was hard, tomorrow I restart. Put your phone away for 10 minutes. This gesture won't solve the chaos, but it reconnects you to yourself. It's like a lighthouse in fog. It doesn't clear the path, but it shows you're still on it. And often, that one gesture is enough to avoid total collapse. and prep you for a gentle restart tomorrow. Step 4. Simplify without guilt. Many think keeping habits means doing it all alone. But that's a myth. On chaotic days, simplifying is wisdom, not weakness. Ask for help. Buy ready-made food. Postpone non-urgent tasks. Use voice notes instead of writing. Remember, you don't serve the system. The system serves you. If it's not helping today, adjust it. Reduce it. Pause it with awareness. What matters isn't following the plan. It's honoring your real need right now. Step 5. Talk to yourself like you talk to a friend. Imagine your best friend calls you today, exhausted, saying, "I couldn't do any of my habits. I feel like a failure." What would you say? Probably, "It's okay, today was heavy." You did what you could. That's enough. So why not say that to yourself? On hard days, replace self-criticism with active self-compassion. This was hard. I did what I could. It's enough. This simple phrase redefines success and protects your long-term motivation, because no one thrives on guilt, only on care. Now hear this clearly. Your habits aren't here to make you more productive. They're here to remind you you deserve ease even in chaos. And when you adapt them with kindness, you're not failing. You're evolving. Because true mastery isn't about perfect consistency. It's about knowing how to return. Always. With gentleness. And that's exactly what will seal in the final block. Because now that you know how to stay connected even on the worst days, it's time to understand how to make ease part of who you are, not just what you do. Stay until the end. Because this change isn't temporary. It's forever. How to make ease part of your identity. Have you noticed how people talk about themselves? "I'm just messy. I'll never be a morning person. I've always been anxious. I guess I'll never change." It sounds like a description. But really, it's a sentence. Because every time you say, "I am this way," you're programming your brain to stay exactly that way. But what if you changed just one word? Instead of, "I'm messy," what if you said, "I'm learning to create calm with kindness"? Instead of, "I can never stick to habits," what if you said, "I'm becoming someone who cares for myself, one small step at a time"? This is called an identity shift. And it's what separates those who try from those who live it. Step 1. Stop seeing yourself as someone who tries. Start seeing yourself as someone who is. For years, you may have seen yourself as someone fighting procrastination, someone lost in chaos, someone who wants to get organized but calm. But today, you can choose a new story. Not to, "I'm trying to lay out my clothes," but "I'm someone who prepares with care." Not to, "I'm trying to be calmer," but "I'm someone who chooses calm, even in chaos." This shift seems subtle, but it's revolutionary. Because when your identity changes, habits stop being effort and become natural expression. You don't force, you live. Step 2. Create a daily reminder of your new identity. Choose one short phrase that reflects who you're becoming. It could be, "I'm someone who starts with kindness." "I'm someone who trusts my rhythm." "I'm someone who creates ease, not perfection." Now put it where you'll see it daily. Your phone lock screen, your bathroom mirror, a 9 a.m. reminder. And every time you read it, take a breath and say, "Yes, this is who I am." Over time, your brain stops resisting and starts acting from this truth. Step 3. Celebrate the tiny yeses. Many wait for big wins. I'll feel good when everything's perfect. But the truth is different. Every time you lay out your shirt, write your priority, breathe before reacting, you've already won. Because you chose care over chaos, even for 30 seconds. So celebrate it. Tell yourself, I did it. I came back. I'm here. These tiny yeses are the bricks of a new life. They're quiet, but they build everything. Step 4. Accept the no days without judgment. There will be days you do nothing. And that's okay. Because stepping back isn't failure. It's human. What matters isn't never falling. It's always knowing. You can return. And now you have what you didn't before. Tools, awareness, compassion. So when chaos returns, don't panic. Just say, today is day 0. Tomorrow is a new day 1. And restart. No drama. No guilt. Just presence. Step 5. Care for who you used to be. Behind the mess, the forgetfulness, the I can't get it together, is a version of you who just wanted to survive. Maybe they grew up in chaos, or learned they had to do everything alone, or believed they didn't deserve ease. Today, you can look at them and say, thank you for protecting me. You did your best. Now, I'm here, and I can care for both of us. This compassion is what closes the loop, because you're no longer fighting yourself. You're integrating, and that is healing. If you've made it this far, it's because something in you already knows. Enough is enough. Life doesn't have to be this hard. You don't need more discipline, more lists, more perfection. You just need to trust that tiny gestures, repeated with care, change everything. And from today on, every time you lay out your clothes, write your priority, breathe before reacting, you won't be trying to get organized. You'll be living as someone who chooses ease, someone who knows life doesn't need to be hard to be meaningful. It just needs to be yours. If this resonated with you, leave a comment below. I choose ease because you're not alone. Thousands are on this path too. Learning that lightness isn't luck, it's a choice. Subscribe, hit the bell, share this with someone who's tired of living in chaos. Because you're already capable, you're already enough, and every small step is already the way. See you next time. And remember, life can be light. You just have to start small.